I was going to say it's Tuesday, but it's not. Surprise, it's Wednesday. It's December 11th, it's 5 p.m. We call this meeting of the Board of Education to order. There is no flag to pledge our allegiance to, so we will do that in spirit. That's okay. Can I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Yetsey?
Here.
Ms. McCarthy?
Here.
Ms. Saxon?
Here.
Mr. Muir?
Here.
Mr. Bond?
Here.
Finalization of agenda.
Agenda is final as presented.
Superintendent report hearing of public on agenda items. If anyone would like to speak about an item on tonight's agenda, now is your opportunity to do so.
Yes, I would, please.
Yes, please.
Do you mind if I stand over here?
I don't mind, no, there's.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Frank Hope. I reside at 35300 Nicky Avenue, which is here in beautiful North Ridgeville. And I had a couple of questions regarding the functioning of the substitute levy that is being proposed for adoption this evening.
Yes.
You want to stand over here so you had something to... Sure. Read that off of, there you go.
Thank you, sir. It is my understanding with the substitute issue, or the substitute levy, this is not set at a predetermined rate except for the first year, which is a rate that is going to be determined, I believe here, we have it at 11.72 mils to produce an aggregate amount of $10,644, or excuse me, $10,644,000. Based on a current tax valuation of $908,340, excuse me, $908,730. That is the evaluation of the school district. So my question would be, the first question I have on that is, in the first year, the levy would be set to collect that specific amount of money. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And moving forward then, one of the benefits of the substitute levy is the fact that you were able to capture the growth of new construction, so that in the subsequent years to the first year of collection of this levy, the amount collected would be what was collected previous year, whatever that millage is determined to be as a factor of the district's net value, the real estate value, plus taking that millage, multiplying that by any change of valuation in the district's property value assessment, and those two factors were combined to give you the final amount of money that you would collect that year. Is that correct?
That's correct, although there still is the inflation factor.
Yes, I wanted to get to that subsequently here. So that is the basic formula for how this would work. So you're capturing the costs of new construction through that tool, that second part of that equation. Okay, now the auditor comes through every 6 years with its sexennial appraisal, and that's where the county comes through and they actually go through each property and reappraise each property. That happens every 6 years. So and then also every third year, the state comes through and they sort of, I guess the way they describe it is touch up the numbers to fix up what the county had done with the appraisal. Yes, the update, okay. So at that point in time, those increases of valuation in properties, that will be captured at that time also.
No.
No, that is subject to the...
That would be subject to a reduction because that's due to inflation, not new construction. This only captures additional revenue on new construction.
On new construction, period.
New values added to the tax duplicate, yes.
Okay, so that would not take into consideration then the auditor coming through and bumping all the properties up by 10%?
It would,
That-
the net would be a reduction in millage. So if the property value is increased due to inflation, the millage would decrease.
So the millage factor, the multiplier there will decrease then. So that is a variable in this equation then.
Correct.
That will not be a set amount.
Correct.
Okay, so you,
Not to exceed. Right?
Well, not less than. So we would never collect less than the 10.6 million.
Right.
The initial.
that from the initial amount, yes, sir, yes, sir. So that would be considered then excluding carryover property. That would be covered under that then? That inflationary evaluation of the real estate.
That would reduce the millage. Any inflationary adjustment would reduce the millage as it does today on the emergencies.
Well, then what exactly would be the benefit of this?
Well, because the new construction also reduces the millage today
So
on
instead,
the emergencies. So instead of getting a reduction in millage due to new construction and inflation, the millage will only decrease based on inflation going forward.
so that essentially is a break for homeowners who live in the district in the previous year versus homeowners coming in. The homeowners that live here already will in fact see a different number, because if the property is being built, if a new house is built and you have reduced the millage because you already have that money, won't that person then be getting a reduced rate? The person who builds the new home or occupies the new home?
They would get whatever the rate is for that year. So if the rate was reduced from 11.72 down to 11.5, any home being built that year would be paying 11.5.
Okay, all homes would
And
pay.
all homes would pay the same.
All
Yeah,
homes.
there's not different rates depending upon when
When the home comes online as far as collection?
Right.
Okay, and this one is going to run for a period of 10 years, I believe, this levy. And what is the advantage of lumping in the levies that passed in 13 and 2013 and 2012?
What's the advantage?
Yes, ma'am.
So the combination of 4 emergency levies into one allows us to capture that growth on all 4 of those levies and not just the 2 that are expiring this year. Plus, it reduces voter fatigue and going back to the ballot every 2 years to renew levies that have been passed. When one expires in 21 and one expires in 22, or those aren't the real dates, but you know what I'm saying. So we have to continue to go back and renew those levies. This groups everything into one levy, substitute, 10 years. The community can go back and decide whether to renew or not.
Okay, like in 2030, should this pass? That would
Correct.
be in 2030. And at that time, what is the renewal mechanism for a substitute levy? How does that, is it come up as the same type of levy? Does it come up as an operating levy, a renewal? How does that work there?
I'm not sure the answer to that. Is it a renewal, Mike?
I would believe, okay, because I haven't actually looked at that, because 10 years down the road.
Yes, sir.
But I would believe you can renew it. If you did not, it would then need to be put on the ballot as something else, which would make it a new levy,
And then,
and then you use any potential homestead or rollback that would get today.
yes, sir. Okay. Well, that pretty much covers those questions. One other question I did want to ask is, at the last meeting, there was a presentation given by Vanessa Iosu, I believe her name is, from Burgess and Burgess. Is that firm on retainer with the board?
Yeah.
They are? And in what capacity would they be functioning in?
They work in regard to communication and actually came off of retainer with the board and started working with the political action committee, Citizens for Better Schools, once we moved into that campaign.
16 and 17 we're speaking of?
Yes.
Issues 16 and 17?
That's correct.
So they were actually paid by,
Citizens for Better Schools.
and are they with the board now, or are they
They are.
with Citizens?
They're back at the board now.
They're back at the board now?
Yes.
Well, they stay with the board through this issue?
That's the board's decision.
Okay. Okay, well, I thank you very much for your time, folks.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, that takes us to our finance and audit report. We have before us the second reading of the resolution to proceed with the substitute tax levy to be placed on the March 17, 2020 ballot. I motion to approve the resolution on this second reading. Moved by myself, seconded by Mr. Vaca. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Vaca?
Yes.
Ms. Yancey?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes.
Mr. Mira?
Yes.
Thank you. Takes us to other board business. We have education report. Mrs. Tamira?
The first item under the education report is the first reading of our district literacy growth plan. This plan was developed with input from teaching staff across grades pre-K through 8, as well as building and district administrators. This plan formalizes the language arts initiatives which are in place and meets the requirements mandated by the Department of Education. The second item is a UV printer. The UV printer is to enhance the curriculum for our students and to reduce the cost of promotional materials often sent out to be created by vendors. The North Ridgeville City Schools will be purchasing a UV flatbed printer. The printer will enhance student projects based on projects and provide the district the ability to print promotional materials on a vast array of materials, including three-dimensional items. The IT department has requested quotes from several vendors and would like to accept the bid from Buckeye Educational Systems at the cost of $32,926.92. This will include the LEF 300 30-inch benchtop flatbed printer, a 3-year warranty, ink, and LEF series project-based learning. This is the first reading for the UV printer. Second reading and approval will be on December 17th at our regular meeting.
Thank you, Mrs. Tamira. That takes us to building and operations report. Mr. Vaca?
This will be the first reading of an urgent necessity resolution for the repair of the auxiliary gym roof at the high school. This is an insurance claim due to the storm in the fall that caused the roof failure. The district will pay the repair amount up front and then will be reimbursed by the insurance company. The second reading and approval will be on December 17th, the regular meeting.
Thank you. Now is our opportunity for hearing of public on new items. If anyone would like to speak about an item not on tonight's agenda, you may do so. Seeing none. It is recommended the Board of Education enter an executive session to discuss the employment of public officials. Moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Tamira, seconded by Mr. Vaca. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Tamira?
Yes.
Mr. Vaca?
Yes.
Ms. Yancey?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our public portion of our meeting.